Well, hello there, guys and gals. We have another little experiment today. This is something my UPS guy, he's redoing a Corvair. This is something he did, and he showed me the pictures of the After Effects, and I just want to share it with you guys. If you haven't heard of it, it's called Citrus Strip. So, apparently you apply it with some of these brushes that you can get at the Wally World. I think I paid like $6 for those and like maybe 13 bucks or something for this. And we're going to try it on these parts that we are actually going to salvage from the 69. This is an original piece from mine. That's from the old swap meet. That's the battery tray. It says it takes like 24 hours or something. And apparently all you do is just brush it on. That's the reason why I grabbed the spongy type brush, to get as much goodness on there as we could. And we're going to do the right thing and not clean this, just to see what, if it really makes a difference. That, and we just kind of hurried up and ran out here without mommy knowing. And then tomorrow we'll come back out here and we will see what done been happened with all this stuff. Sound like a good idea? All right, well, I'll at least show you what it looks like applied, because I don't have any idea. And I think we're going to apply it to the front and back, because there's like all kind of good stuff just back there. So we're just going to apply it and see what happens. We're going to do it to both sides. It sounds like a great idea. So give me a few minutes to put this stuff on and, yeah. All right. So we learned one real quick thing. Don't buy foam brushes, because apparently this stuff is just like eating it up really down with this quickness. I mean, look at that. Yeah. So get you some regular cheap brushes. I think these was like $1 a piece or something at the Wally World, or not much from it. Anyway, so this piece was the battery tray, heavily painted. And this was actually the cleaner of the two pieces. It had a little dust. This is the factory paint, and it was not clean at all. So we're going to see if that plays a factor at all in this whole parts we can salvage from the 69. So I didn't think this stuff was that potent as far as like, stripping this stuff, because it says it's like no harsh chemicals or something, or no harsh fumes. Removes all kind of stuff. Multiple layers. We're going to find out. This is definitely multi-layer, and that's definitely was dirty. So we're going to let this set for 24 hours. We're going to come back and see what she looks like. And this stuff doesn't actually smell bad. It really is citrusy. But don't get the foam brushes. Get the regular brushes. And we'll be back tomorrow and see what it looks like. Sound good? It's gonna go real fast though. Well, kids, it's the next day, and before we go check on these parts, look at this sucker. Huh? Look at that. Way more gooder. Pappy, thanks for getting that rear seat done for me, son. I appreciate it. Got it done and matched perfectly to the front seats. You know how, like, whenever you go to O'Reilly's, and you get out of your car, you go in, you buy your stuff, and you see this trail of oil that like goes from like right here to right there where you're parked, and you say, that ain't me. Is that me? And then you look under your car, and yeah, it's you. It's you all over the place. So we got more YouTube gold coming at you. I think I busted an oil cooler line, because these convertibles have oil cooler lines. Guess that's what you get when you play with, like 30-plus-year-old equipment. It happens. I mean, look at it, for real. Leads right up to it. This sucker dripped the whole way home, and it had some pressure. So I'm guessing oil cooler line. We're hoping not a hole in the block. It's not a hole in the block. Anyway, I digress. We're going to go check and see how that orange citrus stuff did. And I'm pretty excited and all that to see how it did. Wow. It did something, that's for sure. Look at that. Will you just look at it? So, I don't know how it did on... We're gonna try a scraper. If I can find it. I actually put stuff back the other day, so that's a plus. We use one with a broken blade that's real nasty. So, that seems like... Oh, there's a better one with a better broken blade. It looks sharper on one end, so we'll go ahead and change that. Get it, you know, full steam ahead there, Pilgrim. Instead of throwing it away, I'll just set it over there in the box and wait for another day to cut my hand on it. This one looks slightly used. I'll put that one in there. We'll lose the top. There we go. So, my buddy Lowell at the O'Reilly's, very good fella. You need to go in and see him. He gave me quite a compliment today. He said, "Man, you got some really nice cars." And you know, I appreciate that. And I'll tell you what I told him, and this is the truth: you buy them when you can afford them, and you fix them as you can. Nobody can afford to restore these things like with 5 or 6 people working on them, unless you got some real good friends that like. Yeah, you just can't. You just can't. Unless you're rich and got it falling out of your behind. I'm not, so, you know, I buy them when I can. I buy them cheap when I can, and I restore them when I can. You know, you go to swap meets, you go to Marketplace, you go to Craigslist. Shoot, even yard sales sometimes has some car stuff, and that's not even a joke. But apparently I really applied this stuff thick to this battery tray. Let's just see what happens, should we? Now I see it bubbling here. Let's just see. Oh man, is it? Okay, let's flip it. Holy cow. Really? Dude. Like a little bit of finesse. That stuff's coming right off. And, oh, didn't break it yet. Like very little pressure, man. And this stuff, that's pretty impressive. My UPS guy, I don't know if I mentioned it, he told me about this stuff and how gooder it is. We're gonna have to hit the old thumbs up on that because, wow. All this stuff needed stripped anyway, just to see what's underlying, you know what I mean? So, that's pretty darn impressive. That might be faster than the old wheel thing that I got over there at Harbor East Freight. But I had to try this stuff out just to see how good it worked and to let you guys know. This is amazing, dude. Look at this. It just, that's very little pressure, dude. That's just, and it is just, that's, he did his on his air cleaner and the sucker went to straight just metal. Now, this has primers and stuff like that, obviously, and probably some fillers somewhere down along the road. But anyway, what I'm getting at is, if you're wanting to do, oh, let's check out the battery tray. Hold on. So, let's see how it worked on this thick paint. Oh, looky there. Of course it's going to move. Can you just, right there, fella. Holy cow, dude. Look at that. Right off. That's unreal. I mean, that's no more pressure than just putting the blade down and sliding it. That's amazing. Now this one, I really put it to it because the paint was super thick. And I'm going to say a little more is even more gooder. So, wow, that is pretty impressive. So, FYI guys, if you have parts like that, I mean, look at that. For real, that took it down to metal like nothing. Go a thick coat on it. Even if it puddles up, apparently it's good. That's pretty darn impressive. I think what I'm gonna actually do, just to speed this process up just a little bit better, maybe, I don't know, it might gunk it up. I was thinking about putting one of these let's just do it real quick. Heck with it. We got several things to do today, but one of these things, see that? Let's just real quick throw some crap all over the camera. See how that do. Because if it eats it up really super duper quick, then that might be the trick altogether. Using this with that and that with this. Steady, steady. You gonna listen. All right, we'll put him right here-ish, like we did before. Yeah, that looks gooder. I think I picked these up at Harbor Needs Freight as well. Not gonna kid you. I try to go there and at least get one tool a week. Yeah, this is a pretty good combo. I don't know which one works better though, because this right here gets her down to bare metal. And I kind of like the whole bare metal thing. The only thing you're going to need to do is either clear coat it if you're going to patina it, or put some primer on it. We're actually going to primer this stuff with the I don't know if we're going to etch it or not though. Maybe we'll just keep it in the garage and it'll be fine. Excuse me. But I'm going to have to hit the like button on this. Thank you to my UPS driver. I appreciate you mentioning that stuff. Because I wanted to take this stuff down. On this small stuff, man, you kind of hate, you can't really get into the crevices and stuff with that one thing I got. I don't know where it is. Oh, there it is. So this thing does a heck of a job, but it's for your more bigger panels. This fella right here. And I, of course, got that at the Harbor Needs Freight. But that's the 40 grit drum on there, and it eats. It eats like crazy. So you don't have to go buy the expensive one. That does the exact same trick. And you can rebuy the barrels. So again, you don't have to spend twice the money to get the tool. Now, there are some things that you need to spend the money on. Me personally, line wrenches. Yes, I have Snap-on line wrenches, and I think I had to give a kidney for it, for them. And then I lost one. I've lost it for years. I don't know. So, but the good thing is it wasn't one that you use often, so I don't feel so bad about it. I don't even know how I lost it. Not to say I don't lose tools. Anyway, I'm rambling, but it's free. It's free. Anyway, guys, this is the Citrus Strip Paint and Varnish Gel. If you guys got stuff that you use, post it. Let me see what you use. I'll try it too. Believe me, just because I tried this don't mean I'm not open to other stuff. I don't know if we're gonna see how this works overall. If we like the way that does, we're gonna use it. We may go to a wire wheel. And I know some of you thinking, well, if you're going wire wheel, why did you use the stripper, right? Well, because the stripper is eating 97% of that paint up. I want that a nice smooth finish, right? That's one reason why I grabbed this versus the wire wheel. The wire wheel sometimes can dig a little bit, and I don't necessarily want that, and I really don't want it in this piece. Even though we're going to primer epoxy primer, you know what I mean? We're going to make this part here gooder again, so we're not really too worried about that part on it. But we did want to try it just for old, you know, spits and giggles. So, I mean, that stuff right there, dude, that just, it just amazes me that it done that well of a job. I was kind of curious if it does kind of like rust removal at the same time. That's amazing, dude. That really is. I might have to just use the old razor blade on it, because that seems to be the trick there. That's pretty nice. I don't know if it eats Bondo as well, because it looks like there may have been a few spots that have been addressed over the years. This car has definitely been repainted at least once. But we're going to get more into that whenever we start dismantling the 69, and you guys will see it. So, but I am pretty impressed with that. That stuff just, man, does it ever eat. Look at that. Will you just look at it? That's craziness. It wrinkled up the paint and it just, wow. So you're definitely going to want to, I don't know overall on this stuff how it's going to be to paint it. The primer, we're going to want to get all of this crap off of both these panels, all of it, right? So we're going to actually take the wheel to it, get all that crap off maybe afterwards, and maybe wipe it with like probably Windex or something that can clean the surface and get all that stuff off of it. I think that's the better way to go. If you guys got suggestions, by all means, throw it out there. This is just something I heard about. I've never tried it, and we're hitting the old like button. I got that at the Wally World. I'm sure you can get it at other places, probably a dollar store or something, but I just happened to be at Wally World and I picked it up. So I'm going to call this one a success, and it's cheap. I think that little jug there, and it didn't even take much to do both of these parts. I mean, like, you see that. It didn't take much at all. I probably wouldn't do body panels on, I don't know. My body panels are getting cut out and replaced, so kind of in vain to do that. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about that stuff. Give it a whirl. I mean, it's cheap enough to try it. They sell an even bigger jug for like $24, and it's like kind of double the size of that. You know, so if you like it, do it. I just wanted to try a small little thing. Don't buy the foam brushes, daggone it. It just ate that sucker up. Look at that. I mean, oh God, it's like marshmallowy. So apparently it is pretty potent. It doesn't have a strong smell at all to it. Whenever you first apply it, you can smell orange, but other than that, I mean, it don't have that varnishy, oh my God, I got a headache for 3 days. What did that stuff do to me? None of that. So I'm going to say overall, we're going to have to hit the love button on that one. That's a gooder one. So thanks guys for watching. I hope this was informational, good for you. I'm going to use this on a lot of the smaller parts indefinitely. It has those little intricate details like this here, like where it's curved and all that kind of stuff, where we can't really get that, because you'd have to have that sucker on a vise or something to hold it. You know what I mean? So we're going to go ahead and just use that on parts like the battery tray, maybe a washer tank holder or something like that. And we're going to find out if it works good on rust. I do have some stuff we're going to try, which I've used in the past, and unless the EPA has goofed it all up and restricted, it is like rust remover or something. The good thing is I've already lost it and I bought a gallon jug of it. It's kind of expensive though. But we're going to try it on this OE hood thing here. All the bolts to this car, because believe it or not, setting for 30 plus years has made stuff rust. Weird. And we're going to try it in this oil catch thing here, because that one's a smaller one, and you know, just because. And it won't eat plastic, so that's a good thing. But anyway guys, I hope this was good for you. We're going to get to working, and we got plenty of YouTube gold. Just keep on keeping on, and that's all right. But we're building these we're building up these episodes, and thank all you guys for subscribing. I appreciate every one of you. And if you don't mind, hit the old like and subscribe. Tell your friends. I appreciate it. And I promise you, we're jumping back on the 69. It's just I have a few more things I got to do. I've had a set of struts and a 6-speed for the old Trans Am, the old Banditas, setting for over 2 years that I need to throw on. I just, you know, and I'm going to swap it to a 6-speed before my shoulder surgery, just because it needs done, you know. But I think next we might have Mama's tune-up to do, and it's a Subaru. Dude, I know that much about Subarus. I mean, they're not American. Not made in America. They're well loved, but I don't know. Anyway, guys, that's a different episode. We'll see you guys next time here on Right Turn Garage TV. Y'all have a great weekend.